kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Back in, cuts to his forward, take the shot, he scores!
And then against Mount Lebo in Rostraver, they went back and forth before the Blue Devils got the shootout victory in what was technically a home game for Peters Township, but several miles away, dozens of miles away. In fact, here on home ice, their real home ice, PT is 6-1, the only loss to North Allegheny. And the one also a bit of good news for Seneca Valley, Brian, is that the Raiders are one of two teams to have beaten PT on the year. They won back in October in Barrel. Well, there's a drop of the puck, and we're underway. No national anthem here. That kind of threw me. Thought we had a little bit more time, but we'll continue to set this one up as PT in the white jerseys against Seneca Valley in the black with the blue, and the Indians go to work. Here's Drew Wilbert's backhand, and that's blocked before it got to the net. Seneca Valley on the breakout. Michael Spokane, one of 16 returners from last year's Penguins Cup champions. On the chip and chase, he's rubbed out by Ryan Lee, forced up the near side wall by the Indians, and we have a whistle. The net is dislodged behind Alex Wilbert, the junior starting goaltender for PT. We'll give you his numbers. .925 save percentage, very impressive. He's been really good lately, especially, and a 2.33 goals against. No shutouts yet, but a 5-1 record for Wilbert, who was the Penguins Cup champion goaltender and the state champion goaltender in 2017 as the Indians went all the way. Here comes Ryan Luppy back, the Indians captain and leading scorer. Couldn't get the shot off, so it was partially blocked. And picking it up the far side wall is Ryan Russell to get it out to center. Now dumped in behind the Seneca Valley net. The Raiders, again, trying to break a 5-game losing streak. It's Russell handing it off, and a carry forward by Draper. And over the line, just barely onside of the Raiders. Anthos inadvertently tosses it out of play over the high glass.
You know, it's smart.
Seneca Valley comes into this game with a record of 5-7. They were at one time in great shape, 5-2, but still in decent position to at least get a chance to defend their Penguins Cup title. As Ferguson drives one, there's a glove save made. And I believe that's Cole Hoffman in net. The numbers are tough to read.
It's always good to get that first save out of the way as well.
Here's Eric Wilbert backhanding deep for Mark Lehman, the 9-goal man. Lehman shoves it around off the offensive zone draw. Kept there by Eric Wilbert, who tosses it below the goal line once more. So both teams keeping it simple right off the hop. Aiden Alexander shooting, and again, right into the belly pad of the Raiders goaltender. No further play with 15:32 to go in the first.
For all the hockey fans watching at home on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest on Facebook, it is never a bad idea to throw the puck on net, because that's how you score goals. You got to throw them on net and also stand in front of the net, as Eddie Golchek would always tell us.
Not always pretty when they go in. You'll see at any level, most goals that are scored are below the hash marks between the circles. And a lot of it's on rebounds, deflections, things of that nature. Cole Szymanski on the forecheck for PT. Can't make anything happen, but the Indians have it right back. In the neutral zone, it's Hunter Ferguson dumping inside the line. Off the body of a Raider. Then Tyler Novak shoved it further up into the offensive zone. Overskating that one, Bryce Corner. And the Raiders and Indians chop away just outside the red line. On the chase back is Corner, but here's Alexander looking to knock it by him. Looked like maybe a holding the stick situation there, but play continues on. The Indians have gotten the fewest power play opportunities in Class AAA this year, and it's not even close. It's very interesting, considering how much they have the puck. Szymanski leans in. It's given away and shot, well, toward the net by Lesniakowski, but it's blocked down by the Raiders, and here they come back. It's Andrew Diamond, but they're offside. 3-man strong to the blue line.
That was great defense there by Peters with the gap control. That's what caused the offside. You don't see that too often in this level, but still, that's always great to focus on.
The Indians are not only the highest scoring team in AAA, but also the second best defensive team. But here's a chance for Spokane. Circles the goal, wrap around, put it right through the crease and wide. Best chance for either side comes to the Raiders on the road here. Myers' shot blocked by Lesniakowski in front. And here come the Indians now. Jones skating out over the blue line. Now back in over the offensive blue line. It's Jones, wristing. In behind the goal it goes. Jake Bush keeps it at the point. High toss toward the far corner. Having to chase that one down is Philip Funovitz. Funovitz pinned to the wall by Jones. 2-on-2 scrum. Drew Wilbert tries to get it. Spokane's knocked down. Good step up there by Brady Seekley. Good to see him back in action. He's missed quite a few games due to an upper body injury. So Seekley sees the ice, wearing number 16 for the white-clad Indians. And now playing the puck back inside his own zone, Jake Bush for PT.
How about this pace that we're seeing right now in the first period?
Not a lot of whistles. Hey, I like it.
Yep.
Keep it moving, better flow. Torrey Schwartz shooting, and a save made. No rebound. Torrey Schwartz, 11 goals on the year. He's just a couple behind the leader, Mount Lebanon's Wyatt George.
And you could see what makes Peters Township the winners that they are. They're throwing all the pucks on net. They're not making the extra passes.
That voice you just heard is Brian Chichak. He joins me, Matt Geika, for our broadcast here tonight. First save for Wilbert on the wrister by Raymond Testa. A rebound hops in behind. Owen Barrett hasn't missed a game yet in his first varsity season. One of the Indians' Iron Men. Tries to jam it up the boards, but couldn't get it past Testa. Here's Ryan Lee, one of the alternate captains for PT. He tries the far side. That's kept in there, too. From the far corner, Ryan Russell reverses flow. It hops out in front of the net. Maybe a chance here for Testa, and he'll elect to simply dump it back into the near corner. 4 minutes gone in the first period. No score. Indians and Raiders. Pass in front blindly by the Raiders, and it's taken by Luppy, and here come the Indians with speed. It's the top line with Schwartz shooting, and he missed the target left. Lee with a backhand hoist over here on the near side, and it's Torrey Schwartz again. Tries to snap one far side. He does get it there. Anthos reaching out, bouncing puck in the slot, and swatted out to the safety of center by the Raiders. Lee, quick re-entry, and I was going to say that did not look onside.
No.
There is the whistle from the referee. March.
The thing that we just saw there, Torrey Schwartz skating down the wing and on his off wing and shooting it far side, that almost led to a breakout. That's one of the fears that you have as a forward. It's the worst feeling in the world because you go from almost being a hero to a zero there. Thankfully, it stayed in the zone for them.
And again, you see that happen at every level too, where it can go from offense to defense and maybe not in the way you want it to. Ferguson's headman pass. Intercepted here and taken back into the offensive zone. Lenz stripped of the puck by Eric Wilbert from behind the goal. Ferguson taking it for the Indians. Knocked it up the near side boards. Wilbert overskated, but he'll get a second chance here as Bryce Corner's on it now for Seneca Valley. On this near side, taking the pass, Logan Kuntz, one of the many 3-goal scorers on this Raiders team. Kuntz in front, got a shot off, and I think it was blocked by Ferguson. I don't believe it ever got through to Wilbert. And now Lehman leads a man up ahead, taking it to Watsula. Nico Watsula shoots, and he ripped it wide on the snapshot. 2 or 3 good chances for the Indians, but they can't get it on target.
Yeah.
Chasing after it, Watsula, the senior centerman. Pinned to the wall and taking it there is Corner. Head up, makes a pass after taking a bump from the Indians' Parker Johnson. Back with it is Kovac, and that's into the glove of Alex Wilbert. No further play with 11:17 to go in the first period. The Raiders are coached by Anthony Rako. I mentioned the Indians headed up by Rick Tingle. Hen shot, rebound, put just wide of the net. Austin Gildernew nearly made it 1-0. So Robert Henn firing that one through and getting it on line. Funovitz now on the chase back for Seneca Valley. Looks over his shoulder, lifts it near the red line, and taken on and fired deep by Corner. Or Gildernew, pardon me. Gildernew forcing Szymanski to work for it. Bouncing puck at the half wall. Gildernew again. Just had the rebound chance. Now it's back to the point. High shot goes over everything from Philip Funovitz. Henn, check Johnson. Seneca Valley bench loves that. Over on the far side, Funovitz knocked it to the corner. Gildernew whacking away. Now Szymanski. Gave it away, did the Indians. Diamond forced the turnover. Backhand play toward the front from Kovac, and the Indians did protect the house. There's Szymanski clearing it to the line, but no further. 10:14 to go in a quick-moving first period. From behind the net, the Raiders set it up. Nicholas with a wrister, patted away by Wilbert. Nicholas again, looking to nudge it toward the middle. Szymanski swept it out to center.
Indians look to be on
in.
their heels here with this constant pressure.
Yeah, the Raiders are looking sharp. Only 4 total goals in this 5-game losing streak they're on, but they don't look like a team that's struggling.
They're not backing down.
Lenz behind the net. Here's a chance, sharp angle for Spokane, and Wilbert has it, and he melts it down, and there are some gloves and sticks coming up at the side of the net.
And that's what you like to see with a team comes in losing 5 straight. It sometimes makes it difficult for Peters Township to kind of get involved with the game because hockey is all about confidence. And if you come into a game with a losing streak, it's tough to beat that team because
back to live action. Brady Seekley striding ahead on the chip play. Oh, he's wiped out by Meyer. Good hit there. As now Jones looks to play it further. Barrett kicked it to his stick, but it's right to a Raider. And escaping out to the offensive zone was Homan, shot back in on the offside by the Indians.
Getting a couple whistles now here. Pace seems to be slowing down a bit.
I will say that Robert Halayama is in net for Seneca Valley. This is just his second start of the season. An .897 save percentage and a .408 goals against average for Halayama, the third goalie to see action this year for Seneca Valley. Coming to you tonight as well on Peters Township Community Television. Thanks to them and the PT students for providing the hardware that makes the broadcast possible each and every time, home and road.
Thank you.
This is the 14th out of 18 games, already toward the back end of the regular season schedule. The Penguins Cup playoffs looming at the end of February. Corner throws it in front, it bounces in. A good bounce for the Raiders. They probably needed that if they wanted to get a win here tonight. And with 8:46 left in the first period, a little bit of friendly fire there off of Peters Township stick and into the back of the net under Wilbert.
Well, it's like as we drew it up, Matt, we talked about in the pregame skate that Seneca Valley in the first period is their strongest period, whereas Peters Township, the first period is their slowest period, and it just so happens that it plays out to be that way. 1-0 Raiders.
With 8:46 left in the first, that's Draper's goal. He was the first to lead the handshake line. As he was trying to make a pass, still put it toward the net, and it hit a stick and went in. It appears it'll be his goal, his second of the season for number 97 in the black and the blue. Ferguson's head man pass. Clicks off 2 sticks. First Schwartz and then Anthos. Anthos backed off. I think he thought it was going to be a delayed offside. I'm not sure, but at any rate, the Raiders get a free breakout. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah. Maybe he heard the ref say something.
Maybe they were yelling that it was onside. I'm not sure. Anyway, Alexander will reverse the flow of the play. Good stick from Schwartz to free it up for Anthos. Indians trailing 1-0, but Anthos is back on the rush. Anthos drop past Schwartz, and he misfired. You don't see him miss on those one-time opportunities too often, especially not in the low slot like that. Giveaway, Anthos shooting, and there's Halayama to hold on.
For all the goaltenders watching on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, that is a nightmare. Whenever your defenseman has the puck behind the net and he just loses it to the slot, and now you're facing someone 20 feet away, and they have all angles of the net available. That was a big save by the goalie.
So Robert Halayama getting a big assignment here tonight, in fact. For a guy who's only played once so far this season.
Yeah, throw him in there against the top team. Good luck.
Well, you know, he did pretty well in a 4-3 loss to Erie Cathedral Prep earlier this season. made 35 saves. So Seneca Valley wasn't so airtight defensively on that night, and the goaltender gave him a chance to win at the very least. Eric Wilbert on his backhand, put it in behind. Jake Bush couldn't keep it at the blue line, but he does a nice job to check down Homan, one of the Raiders who was trying to chase after the puck. And now Seneca Valley back for it.
We have some grit in this game right now, Matt. No one on the ice is afraid to lay a body check into someone if it means getting the puck loose or sending a message.
Well, yeah, it's a really good pace. And AAA hockey and the PIHL, typically a pretty quick game, but this one has been especially sharp so far. Kovacs open, and he missed the net over the crossbar. Great drop pass from Gildernew to set that up. So the Raiders are looking confident, up 1-0 on the good bounce, to be sure, but they've had the majority of the offensive chances here in this one, at least until the last shift or so. It's now the microphone here has caused some feedback. Oh, man. 6:34 left, artificial whistle.
That was one of the strangest sounds I think I've ever heard.
Well. Maybe some tech voodoo going on in the Printscape Arena tonight at South Point. This is the building formerly known as Isoplex. It's been here for a long time.
Very nice arena. The Penguins practiced here before they built that beautiful state-of-the-art Lemieux complex.
Yeah, the Penguins were here for a solid 3 decades almost. And I'm not sure why a discussion at the Seneca Valley bench. Maybe Anthony Rayco is wondering, why do we have to face this off on our own end? We had the puck.
That's a tough call.
We had a chance to clear it. We would have gotten it out probably, but that argument falls on deaf ears here. So the puck will be dropped by referee music, and the Raiders do win it in control. Robert Henn cracks it around the wood. It'll skip down the ice. No icing here. Rolled to a been touched by a Peters Township stick. Maybe Lee got it. DiNardo good defending in his own slot. Colin DiNardo, the senior, looking for his first point. He wears number 24 for the Indians. Definitely a defensive type of a forward, as Szymanski will send it ahead. And DiNardo centering right now with Szymanski and Parker Johnson. Johnson has the intercept at center. Charging up into the left wing corner. Bumps down one of the Raiders. Johnson now trying to swing it in front. It bounced over the net and into the low slot. Now Barrett steps up and shoots. Didn't get through. 5:50 to go in the first period. Seneca Valley up 1-0 if you're late joining us tonight. Christopher Belt on his backhand side. Keeps it along the kick plate. Nate Lenz, Marshall Meyer rather, tries to pass on far wing a little too far.
Moments ago, we just saw a reverse check from Parker Johnson, which sometimes gets called.
And you'll see that as interference. Occasionally a wrist shot there through traffic from Draper looking for his second goal, and it's patted away by Wilbert. Back to the point and ripped wide of the net by Funovitz. Nicholas backtracking. This is Draper now. Putting it through the slot. Oh, nearly shoved home by Testa, who was there to catch up to that changeup. It bounced off at least one stick. DiNardo, long shift, can't get it out for PT. Back in behind the Indians' goal. Wilbert looks over his shoulder as it's set up by Draper again. Good pass out to the line. Big slapper, and Wilbert has it between the pillows on the blast from Nate Lenz.
That was a big save there to not leave up any rebounds because the Raiders were right there in front of the net ready to tap it in.
It's one of the trademarks of Alex Wilbert in his 3 varsity seasons here. He has not given up many rebounds, always looks very calm. Very rarely is he looking around, trying to figure out where the puck is bounced. Corner shot from the point in the slot. Albert couldn't turn it on net. Now he'll try again, and Ferguson blocked it with his stick. Didn't swat it with a high stick. Maybe a blessing in disguise there for PT because they're able to get it out, are the Indians. Drew Wilbert, coming off a goal last Thursday. Wrist shot, stick save, rebound, Jones, and he's denied by the pad of Haliyama. Seekley trying to catch up to it for the Indians. So is Drew Wilbert, but they won't be able to. Good clean breakout by the Raiders. Corner off the stick of Wilbert with that shot. Over to the far side. Ferguson tosses it off the glass, and it bounces off a partition and through Will Homan out into the neutral zone. Drew Wilbert with 4 minutes exactly to go in the first period. Indians down 1-0. Not an unfamiliar position for PT. Jones decides to give up on that puck and go off for a change. That allows the Raiders a free exit.
Sometimes what you'll see in hockey and what we saw from Drew Wilbert, the best pass is actually a shot off the pads because that led to a rebound in the slot, but there was a Raider there to get the puck out of the slot.
Luppy couldn't make a pass to the middle. Now Gildernew redirects it up ahead. Wilbert spins it away from the side of his net. Lesniakowski making the quick bank play. Jared Lesniakowski, first-year defender. A lot of first-year varsity players on this blue line for the Indians. Gildernew's wrister off of Wilbert's blocker, and it hops over the net.
Big save there.
They're testing Wilbert, and they did the last time these two teams met. Wilbert had to make 38 saves and still let in 4 goals. So one of the few times you'll see PT get bombed in the shots on goal category. They gave up 42 that night. Bad play by Lesniakowski and a glove save by Wilbert to stop play on the diamond shot.
For any goaltender in any level to have that type of composure is special. To just easily snare that in with the glove and hold it, again, after a turnover from behind the net. You can't teach that, Matt.
This is now Wilbert's 4th start in 5 games, so perhaps Coach Tingle is starting to show who he might be going to down the home stretch. But really, either option, he or the senior Brock Sharbaugh, have been very good this year. Icing called against the Indians, one of the rare times we get a whistle here in the first period.
Yeah, not too often. What we're seeing tonight is both teams are getting the puck deep. Not a lot of neutral zone play, which you will see both with a team like PT on the winning streak and as well as Seneca Valley with the losing streak.
Meyer changing the angle and shooting off the faceoff win again. The Raiders have been good from the dot. That's been a factor too. Nicholas changes this shooting angle, and that stop is made by Wilbert. Loose puck in the slot, and Lee cleans up the garbage for the Indians, and it's sent right past Nicholas at the point. So Jackson Blucher has to go back for it. Blucher turns the corner. Look out, nearly ran right into Lehman on the backside. Now Lehman getting that big stick in there to create the turnover, but Eric Wilbert couldn't dangle past the stick of Ryan Russell, who clears. Barrett on the shoot-in. Delayed offside here. No, it's a delayed penalty, pardon me. And it will go against the Raiders of Seneca Valley, tripping the call. Our first penalty of the game with 2:12 left in the first. And it's Jackson Blucher headed off.
So now we get to see the Indians' vaunted power play. It is clicking at 21.7%. That is very good whenever all things considered. To score a power play goal, just about 1 out of every 5 attempts, almost 1 every other game. That's not too shabby.
The Indians are 5 for 23, just their 24th chance in game number 14. It illustrates just how few opportunities they've had, but they have knocked them in when they've had the looks. So here's Lee at the point. He has a big shot, and he shoots it on the wrister. Haliyama holds on.
If you think about it, if they're only right now looking at their 24th power play chance and they're still first place in the division, for them to just continue to win without the power play, without special teams, that's unbelievable.
Yes, it's been mostly about even strength for this squad. Diamond's backhand, nearly had a man for a shorthanded chance at least. Maybe not a breakaway with Anthos back there, but Gildernew couldn't flag it down. Might have been a high stick anyway if he did. Lee didn't see that pass until the last second, but he bumps it ahead for Schwartz nicely. Cross rink to Luppy. Indians are onside. Lee will hold on his forehand. Gunned it off the referee over on that far side, who bails out now. Now Lee stepping up. Luppy backpedaling. 1:23 to go in the first period. 1:09 left on this power play. Luppy with 15 points, 9 goals, 6 assists. Lee back at the point. He has 2 goals on the year, but that drive was blocked by Diamond. Given right back to Schwartz from the left circle. Now Lee, another wrister. That's blocked again. Schwartz gets it, tried to drag it past a man, but couldn't do it. And it's cleared out. Gildernew got it down at least about 150 feet, if not 200. Raiders can change. Anthos on the carry back. Jeremy Anthos. A couple of games back from a lower body injury. Good pass out to Lee, shooting off a stick or a leg, and it caroms into the corner. Watsula knocks it back behind the net. 26 seconds to go on the power play. 35 to go in the period. Lee's shot, save made. Rebound comes off to Watsula. Drop pass Alexander, shooting for a stick. Eric Wilbert tipped it off the end boards. Drew to Eric, looking back to Drew. Instead it skates out or skips out to Alexander. Lee's shot, and that's deflected by Drew Wilbert off the glass. Some close calls, but nothing doing on this power play. Drew Wilbert, as time expires on it, put it in front, shoved away from the front of the net, and Alexander can't keep it in. Down to 7 seconds to go in the first.
Excellent zone time there from Peters Township.
One last shot maybe for Alexander. Down to 1 second. He doesn't realize it, and time runs out for period number 1. 17 minutes in the books. Seneca Valley gets a penalty kill to go with the only goal of this game. As we go to break here, we'll take a short break on Peters Township Community TV and bring it on back for the second period. Back for the second period of play. I apologize for the internet outage at Printscape Arena. If you've been following our broadcast, occasionally it happens. We do our best to get through it, get through the technical issues, and the shot goes just wide from Draper, bidding for his second goal of this game. If you're late joining us here on berghockey.com's Facebook page, it's the Raiders of Seneca Valley ahead 1-0 here at South Point against the first place Peters Township Indians. I am Matt Gajka. Brian Chichak is alongside. It's an all-Polish broadcast duo with you tonight. Whether you like that or not, too bad, you're stuck with us. As DiNardo will get into the corner for the Indians. PT, if you're not familiar, they're dressed in the white with the red trim. Hunter Ferguson from the point shooting, and that's off the stick of Johnson, who catches up to it behind the net. Started the cycle with DiNardo. Now Johnson puts it right in front, and it's cleared away from the side of his net by Funovitz, the Seneca Valley defenseman. Now to the far side, Aiden Alexander shooting in behind. We're about a minute into this second period of play. Ferguson hacking and whacking and forcing it deep. DiNardo gets a good bounce, but he can't make anything of it as Funovitz knocked it away from him. But held in at the far side by Alexander. His shot comes right to Anthos, shooting save, rebound, Luppy, he's denied two. Two great saves by Robert Halyama, who keeps it out. And, well, Brian, we have a nice cheering contingent here for the visitors. Not the shortest drive down from Seneca Valley, but they've made it, and they're fired up.
Robert Halyama, get that name. Wow, that is something that we're going to be saying a lot tonight. It's something that we already have been saying. From the end of the first period to the beginning of the second, it has been all Indians, and Halyama has just been standing on his head.
Yeah, PT really has turned it on in the last several minutes of gameplay. Here's a chance, though, for Marshall Meyer back. Has a trailer, got it to Spokane, and his wrister never got through. It caromed over into the corner, in fact. One of the Raiders is upended, no penalty upcoming. That was Marshall Meyer. Anthos plays it to himself with a little pass.
Look at him skate.
Anthos takes the bump set from Schwartz, and Anthos is away with Luppy, but it's poked off of Anthos' stick. Jeremy Anthos, one behind the league assist leader. Anthos has 11 helpers on the year. Only man better than him is J.C. Belly of Bethel Park with 12. In fact, the Indians have 4 of Class AAA's top 10 scorers. That's what you'd expect from a team that's got nearly 4 goals per game, but nothing on the board so far. Seneca Valley has gotten a good performance from his goaltender, Halyama. There's a shot off the outside of the net from Will Homan, nearly making it 2-0. Now Homan knocks down this play, and his backhand is blocked. Homan back to the point and corner. Bryce Corner couldn't get it deeper than the half wall, though. Anthos lost control, shot on line by Albert, and Wilbert has it somewhere in his pads.
Great response from Seneca Valley after being shelled in the beginning of this period to just spend the last few minutes in the Peters Township zone. If you would have guessed that Seneca Valley came into tonight on a losing streak, with how they're playing, it just doesn't add up.
Seneca Valley managed just 25 shots last week in their 4-0 loss to Mount Lebo. In an interesting twist, both of these teams played most recently against the Blue Devils. Nate Lenz gave it away to PT's Drew Wilbert. He leads Josh Jones into the offensive zone. Good skating from Jones to get around the corner on Lenz, but the puck ends up in behind the net. Gildernew couldn't clear. Drew Wilbert closed that off at the blue line, but A good, strong play from Nate Lenz to backhand it at least into the attack zone for Seneca Valley. Here's the play from Bryce Corner. Now Gildernew reaching ahead, but skating over to close down that space, Ryan Lee. Good job from the senior to turn that from a chance into nothing. Drew Wilbert back, has a man going to the net. That's Brady Seekley, but unable to squeeze it through to him.
If you could take anything from this game, it is how well coached both of these squads are with the back checks and getting the puck deep the second that they turn over neutral zone.
Good play to get it to Lee. His backhand pass was stopped. Now his shot is denied by Haliyama, and then Lee dumps one of the Raiders, make it two, as Diamond took a whack at him. Now Haliyama, the goalie, even skates over to have a look. Wow.
And the second I say that, emotions rise.
And Ryan Lee is going to be the only man penalized from that scrum. Austin Gildernew waves goodbye to him, at least for the next 2 minutes.
Well, if Peters Township didn't just make me bite my tongue there, Matt, that is not a smart penalty. Seneca Valley is a team that has already beaten you before, so they know what it takes. It's not a good look for Peters to be first in the division and have something like that get under their skin. It was a great save by Haliyama. I mean, how many times have we said that already tonight? You just got to, keep your composure there.
So Lee, who was the beneficiary of a great little chip pass in the neutral zone that led to that 2-on-1, the initial feed in front was blocked, and then Lee got a second look, and it'll be another penalty to Lee. I'm guessing it looks like Josh Jones is going to serve this penalty. We'll wait for the PA announcement to figure it out. I'm guessing probably a 2 and a 10 type of a situation here for Lee.
Yep.
10-minute misconduct on top of the 2-minute penalty. So the Indians are going to be shorthanded. Watch out as Ferguson nearly shot that into the Seneca bench. It was gloved down, and here's Mark Lehman on the penalty kill for the Indians. Shot it around the wall, but not out. Kept in there by Logan Kuntz, wearing number 95. Back to the point. A wrister is blocked. Homan taking a swing. It's still loose. It's in someone's equipment. It's in Hunter Ferguson's hockey pants, or no, it's up his sleeve or in his glove. Hard to even tell. He can't figure it out. He finally finds the puck.
Peters Township, 10-3-0 record. Their penalty kill is 77.8%. Generally, that isn't going to win you a lot of games, but they've seemed to be able to battle through that penalty kill percentage.
Both teams, in fact, haven't set the world on fire on the PK. Seneca Valley, 9th out of 9 teams. Redirect save, rebound. Oh, it's put over the net. My goodness, what a chance. Homan got the tip. And was that corner who had a half-open net, and he shot it over the glass.
Now, from where he was, for everyone watching at home, being a right-handed shot, coming off of the right wing, that's not always the easiest, but that is something that you have to bury, especially in this game.
Pardon, that was Austin Albert in a bid for his 3rd goal this season. As you can tell from watching the feed, these numbers aren't the easiest to see, so we're doing our best when it comes to Seneca Valley. And as always, an appreciation for PT's uniforms, red or white. They're very easy to pick out the numerals on the back.
So this game is taking a complete 180. We went into sort of a free-flowing European-esque style of first period with a lot of crisp passes, no whistles. And now we're a little bit more choppy pre-NHL lockout days with fights and whistles every few minutes.
Still 1 minute to go on the initial penalty to Ryan Lee. And I didn't catch the announcement, Brian. I don't know if you did either on the penalties, but we'll have to see if we can catch up to that a little bit later. At any rate, the Indians are shorthanded. That's all you have to know right now. Nate Lenz taking a smooth little pass there from Blucher, and a wrist shot from Russell is melted down by Wilbert again. Alex Wilbert, calm as always, and the play settles down in front of him there.
Never a bad idea to take a shot, to get it on net. Wilbert with the glove on the ice to make the save. A little bit different.
I feel like you're seeing that more and more in the sport of hockey. Goalies playing shots along the ice like a shortstop would in baseball. Big rip from Diamond, save made. Rebound, another stop. Wilbert makes 2 on the Raiders, and it's cleared by PT.
That was a stellar kick save there by Wilbert. Definitely saved a goal.
Still 1-0 Raiders over the Indians. Seneca Valley in the black. Peters Township in the white. Down goes a Raider behind the net. He collided with Jake Bush. Now Bush looks over his shoulder. Owen Barrett, his defense partner, will get it up and out. And skating after it, shorthanded, is Drew Wilbert. He has a shorty on the season. In fact, he scored it just this past Thursday, but he can't turn the corner there. He was confronted by 3 Raiders. 11:02 to go in the second period. The power play is over. Each side is 0 for 1 in this game. Matt Geica with Brian Chichak coming to your rinkside from Printscape Arena in South Point. 1 versus 5 in Class AAA of the PIHL. Gunned off the glass, but not out by the Raiders. Lesniakowski down to a knee. Couldn't get it to his teammate Wilbert. And now Homan tries this way and that against Barrett and snapped the shot high. Good check there from Jones to free the puck up. And it's Drew Wilbert one more time. His 3rd rush on this shift. First drive was blocked. Got it back, gave it to Jones, and he couldn't corral for a chance. Put it off the body, and it's in the goal. It bounced in behind Haliyama. Josh Jones is going to get credit for this one, I believe. It's 1-1 with 10:23 left in the second.
That's the kind of night that Haliyama has been having. It takes something unbelievable to make it look like it beat him. Wow. You're not going to beat this kid clean from how it looked. But that's, you never know. Whenever you throw pucks on net, you get bodies driving the net. It could hit anything. And it just so happened that it did.
Josh Jones with his first varsity goal in his first varsity season. He's a senior. He got the big hand from his teammates. Could tell right away it was him who scored it because of the reaction. Everyone's always aware of who has and hasn't broken through at the varsity level. At least that's what I find here. As Russell shoots off a leg. So Seneca Valley now in a 1-1 tie. Jackson Butcher on the back pedal. Flip the pass over the stick of Schwartz into the offensive zone. Long-range shot from Raymond Testa. Patted away by Wilbert, and he has the puck at the side of his net again. 9:51 to go in the second.
After scoring a goal like the Indians just did, it's always best for the next shot to be saved by Wilbert. This is the last thing you want to have happen is after you come back from a 1-0 deficit to give up the next shot. That completely deflates the team, so that was a big save by Wilbert.
Another stick save from Wilbert there. Keeping the momentum in the hands of the Indians, at least for right now. Aiden Alexander clears to center. And a flub pass there. Lehman's shot off the mask of Haliyama and bumped to the corner by the Raiders. No one on this Indians squad shoots harder than Lehman with that long stick, long reach, a lot of leverage.
That definitely stung him a little bit, Matt. That got up near the neck area. Definitely hit his mask.
Christopher Belt on the breakout. You saw Haliyama adjust the mask a little bit after the play was away from his net. Lehman a bit fooled by that leave from Aiden Alexander, and now the Raiders take over from behind the goal. Put out in front, one save made, rebound, and Meyer can't jam it past Wilbert, and he puts it off the back of the net. Marshall Meyer with the look there from point-blank range. I don't think we're done seeing goals in this game. The way the pace is going. Now it's a 3-on-1 for PT suddenly. Watsula, drop pass, Lehman, score! It's 2-1 Indians on Mark Lehman's 10th of his junior season. Good eyes, sniper Mark Lehman buries from between the circles.
That is how you take advantage of a defensive breakdown by Seneca Valley. That is why Peters Township is where they're at in the standings. Haliyama has done some tremendous things this game, but you cannot ask your goalie to stop a dead-eye shot 10 feet in front of him from a sniper like that.
Just past the blocker hand of Haliyama, or pardon me, his glove hand. He's a righty catching netminder. First time realizing that in this game, in fact. Typically, that would have been the blocker side for most goaltenders.
Yeah, not very often do you see a reverse catching goaltender like that.
Wilbert, who's more typical lefty catching goalie, leaves it there behind his net, and another quick breakout. 2-on-2 this time. Cole Szymanski back for the Indians. Tried a backhand pass to DiNardo, who was charging down the slot, but that was intercepted. 8:22 left in the second period, and again, the Indians continue this trend this season. This puck is lifted out of play, but PT so far this year, first period has been unremarkable for them, but after the first period, they've outscored opponents now 46 to 23. So doubling up their opponents in the second and third combined.
Yeah,
this
which
season.
I'm sure if you talk to head coach Rick Tingle, that is not ideal. You always want to start games on time. However, it does seem to be working out for them so far.
Here's a look for Diamond. Cross-ring pass. Gildernew's shot hit Ferguson. Gildernew got it back and put it off the leg of Wilbert. A rebound. I don't know if Wilbert made a save or maybe it was blocked or possibly not even put on net from the side. Tough to tell. We were blocked out by bodies. At any rate, we come back the other way, but Wilbert's pass is off a stick. Gildernew 2-on-2. Cutting to the middle and has that attempted carry broken up by Owen Barrett, the Indians defenseman. Now Jones, who has a goal in this period. Jones pinned down by Blucher, but Jones has it again. Slung it to the front of the net, and it's taken away by Michael Spokane and shot down.
The game's getting a little bit chippy here, Matt, with some stick play and as well as some grabbing and throwing down on the ice.
Anthos puts the pedal down, put it in front, Luppy. He's stopped by Haliyama at the doorstep. Remember
He's
that save,
feeling it.
maybe. Schwartz shot off Luppy's skate and taken away from the front of the net by the Raiders. Raymond Testa cleaned up the garbage. 3-on-2 back. Bouncer through the top of the crease. Wilbert watches it go by with a wary eye. Now Testa on it. Forehand pass in front. Clear to the line. Now Draper has it poked away by Luppy, which relieves the pressure for the Indians.
One thing to look out here is Seneca Valley seems to be sending one extra defenseman in the zone to leave one D-man back, and that's why you're seeing the odd man breaks.
Just down 2-1, still a lot of game to go, but you're right, the Raiders are being quite aggressive here with their pinches. Nate Lenz's snapshot, Lesniakowski blocked that. Luppy, headman pass, a good one. On to Schwartz. He has 11 goals on the year. Wanted to put it in front, though, and play assist man, but it's blocked by Bryce Corner, who clears it away, and there's Testa coming back to help out. Russell poked it once and twice, couldn't get it by his man. Onside are the Raiders here. Rister from Draper, kicked away by Wilbert. And now Luppy takes it away from the front of his own net. Schwartz rammed it back against the grain. Over to Luppy and put off a Raider, so no icing here against the Indians. They can complete a change at the bench to our left. But here's a lead pass for Belt. Working one-on-one with Aiden Alexander, and dispossessed was Belt. Good work from Alexander.
Big play.
Barrett crunches Corver as he dumped it in, did Corver. Or Corner, pardon me. Corner now charging to the net and looking to make a pass there for Meyer, but that's broken up, and this will be an icing this time against the Indians. Here at home tonight, leading 2-1 with 5:38 left in the second period.
Haliyama moments ago with that huge save to keep this at a 2-1 score. Like you were saying, we cannot forget about that if Seneca Valley comes back and ties this game.
So a long way to go in this one. Seneca Valley beat the Indians 4-1 back in October up at the Barrel Ice Complex in Warrendale. That's where PT was last week to take on North Allegheny. PT now 1-1 in that facility this year. Attempted pass, it looked like, for Marshall Meyer, did not connect to Chris Belt. Eric Wilbert flushes it out to center ice for PT. Back at the Seneca line, Funovitz up ahead and taking a high check there was one of the Raiders, Robert Henn, and put it right in front of the net. Meyer got a crack at it, but couldn't knock it home for Seneca Valley. Charging ahead, Eric Wilbert still has it. He's got Watsula going to the goal, and it bounces in. It's going to go to Eric Wilbert, and it's going to be a 3-1 Indians advantage with 4:51 left before the second intermission. PT rocking the suburbs again. A 2-goal lead, and just like we saw in the first period, Brian, a good bounce for the attacking team down to our left.
Yeah.
In the first period, it was Draper for Seneca Valley. This time, it's Eric Wilbert getting what I believe will be his 4th goal of the season, unless somehow it touched another Indian on the way through. I don't think it did. Watsula was backdoor, but it never got through to him.
How about that footwork to show at the blue line to keep the play onside and to keep the puck going into the zone? Wow. World class.
So a 3-goal second period so far for the home team. Another bouncing puck. Szymanski couldn't get it past the last line of defense, Jackson Blucher. He makes the dish over on near wing. It's Homan doubling back to assist. Snapped over in front of the benches, and Aiden Alexander on the back track. The forward/defenseman playing D in this game. Alexander now gloves down an attempted dump in from Seneca Valley. 4:12 left in the second period. 3-1 Indians looking to stretch their unbeaten streak in regulation to 10 games. Long lead delivery away from Ferguson and Johnson. And so another icing here against the home side.
So as you touched on earlier in this period, we are right where, the Indians like to play their style of game, where they start a little bit slow in the first period, but as we get later into the game, the goals start to come more plenty, and it seems to be like Seneca Valley it's happening again. They do this to everyone, Peters Township does.
And sticking to the script are the Indians so far. Even strength scoring. All 3 goals in this period at even strength. Drew Wilbert's shot off the shoulder of Halyama. That was a sharp chance. And now here's a look back the other way. Gildernew, can he catch up to it? Gildernew's in, and Wilbert made the save, stretching out the right pad, and the net's off its mooring.
Matt,
a rolling puck.
We saw another 2-on-1 for Peters Township.
One of the EMTs is walking back toward the Seneca Valley bench. The medical personnel on duty. Actually, he's going off to the locker room. That was the reason for the buzzer you might have heard. But this game has opened up.
As you said, yeah, for being a close game, the Raiders are very aggressive with their defense.
And I don't expect them to get any less aggressive, now down 2 and ticking toward the last 20 minutes of regulation time. Could have been another 2-on-1 there if Drew Wilbert could have taken that pass from Brady Seekley. Wilbert hounding one of the Raiders from behind.
With how Halyama is playing, he might as well be able to handle that 2-on-1 responsibility.
That's part of it too. That's showing confidence in your goaltender when you are pushing up that aggressively, as the Raiders have. And Halyama just making his second appearance, like I said, of this season. Aiden Campbell made 7 starts in the opening half of the year, but he hasn't appeared since early December. We're assuming an injury there. As Spokane handed it off to Belt, tried to put it into the middle, and Barrett broke that up. Got his stick down parallel to the ice, did Owen Barrett. From the far wing, Marshall Meyer cleared it in behind the net and then put it in front and intercepted by the Indians' Ryan Luppe. Top line out there right now, at least in part. Aiden Alexander, drop feed, Schwartz, one-timer and a goal! 3 minutes left before intermission, and the Indians have a 4th here in the second period. Incredible stuff. Schwartz hammers it home with a little snapper from between the dots, his 12th of the season, just 3 off the league lead now.
That was one of the best ways to handle a 2-on-2 coming into the zone. Excellent pass and great finish there by Schwartz. He shot it again. That's low glove side with the opposite catching goaltender, Halyama, and he really picked the bottom corner there. Excellent finish.
We're seeing some highlight reel goals tonight and a couple of greasy ones as well. It's been a good variety this evening. Pittsburgh Hockey Digest bringing you the live broadcast on Facebook and also on tape delay on PTCT7. This is Matt Geica with Brian Cheechak. We are ringside in South Point as the Indians have, true to form, given up the first goal, but now they've scored the last 4. And Seneca Valley in some trouble now. Russell getting around the edge. Raiders could use a goal in the worst way here, and a chip shot goes wide of the net from the far side post. Raymond Testa still working hard, and he got that look. Eric Wilbert, he has a goal in this game. He's trying to make a pass, but he still has a goal in this game. He couldn't take that feed off the skate. Wilbert now nudges it over to the near side. Watsula unable to take it. Russell over to Testa. He's got Russell going to the net. Try to give and go, but a little too far to connect. Under 2 to go in the second period. Indians by 3. Lehman's chip play does not get out. Wilbert has to look on as Barrett will field it right in front of him. Owen Barrett, the give off. Alexander check. Testa, open shot, and it's somewhere under Wilbert. In his glove, in fact. Another one of those low ones, Brian, you mentioned earlier. He is picking those off the ice. Little short hop action.
And for Alex Wilbert, being the goaltender ahead in this game, he hasn't faced a lot of action this period. that almost makes it more difficult as opposed to facing more shots, because then you start to lose touch of your angles and, how hard the shots are. But again, he's very composed. Very composed.
I always hear that from goaltenders, too. I've never really played the position at any level of consequence, so I'll take their word for it on the fact that you want action. You don't want necessarily all the action, but you want some. Or otherwise, like you say, maybe you lose your feel. They're human. They're not robots here. Albert, who had a chance earlier in this period to put one on the board, put that off the stick of Wilbert that time, got it right back, shoved it toward the far side post, and this is DiNardo turning and giving it right back to Albert inside the right circle. Try to gun it on net, but that's off a stick and wide. To the point, and a shot knocks the stick out of Parker Johnson's hand for PT. Bryce Corner got a lot of that one, but it was still blocked. 1:15 and ticking to go in the second. We'll have an ice resurfacing after this period. This is Johnson sending Szymanski away. Cole Szymanski on the chip in charge. The Indians' number 3 wanted to reconnect there with Johnson, but taken away and extracted by the Raiders. Under a minute to go now, 50 seconds to be exact in this second frame. Logan Kuntz pried off the puck. Szymanski wanted to give it to DiNardo, but too hard for him to receive. Austin Albert at center.
For everyone watching at home, Matt, it seems to be that the Raiders are now playing more passive now that they have a large deficit to make up.
And maybe they just want to get it to the room. Who knows? Spokane dispossessed. A fine check from Jake Bush. 24 seconds remaining. Back to take it now is Gildernew. His dish way up the far side, just inside the blue line. Spokane ran into trouble. Now Bush lifts it back the other way, and this will be an icing. There is no race to be won in the PIHL. Pro hockey, that's not an icing. They wave it off because Jones was going to get there first. Easy.
What you love to see in this league, and you see it in all sports of hockey, whenever you just go to finish a check, you give the extra, take the glove up and give him a little face wash just to remind him, that you were the one that hit him.
Late stage of second period. 5 seconds to go in it, in fact. Back to the line. Nicholas couldn't shoot it through traffic. Over to the far side. Draper, one last backhand play. And there was Drew Wilbert to get in front of it. So the Indians enter this second period down 1-0. They leave it up 4-1. Goals from Josh Jones, his first as a varsity player. Congrats to him. Also, Mark Lehman, his 10th of the season. Eric Wilbert, his 4th. And Torrey Schwartz tacked on his 12th of the year. The Indians' leading gunner couldn't let that period go by without getting one on the board. Also, don't forget the big primary assists for Nico Watsula and Aiden Alexander on the counterattack goals from Lehman and Schwartz. They put those pucks right in the wheelhouse on both occasions. So we will skate into the third period. Zamboni's coming out. Matt Geica with Brian Chichek. We shall return for the conclusion of this one on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest and PCTC 7. And we're back inside Printscape Arena in South Point, Pennsylvania. I'm Matt Geica. Brian Chichek is alongside. We're seated on the concourse here, taking in what has been a pretty spectacularly paced PIHL AAA hockey game. In the first period, Seneca Valley had the only goal, with Tyler Draper banking one in off a PT stick. Then the Indians got a bounce, Brian, when Josh Jones knocked it in off the goaltender, Robert Hauyama, and that opened the floodgates from there, if you pardon the cliche. 3 more goals in the next 8 minutes for PT. Lehman, a dart on a 2-on-1. Eric Wilbert trying to pass in front, off a stick. And then Torrey Schwartz finishing an odd man rush. So here we are, a 4-1 PT lead. And for Seneca Valley, if they could just channel what they were doing in the first period, they had the Indians on the run for a while there.
Yeah, they absolutely did. What we saw a lot in the second period were a lot of odd man breaks for the Indians against the Raiders. I guess that's just the cost of doing business whenever you're trying to send in that extra forward to keep up the pressure in the zone. And that goes to the coaching by head coach Rick Tingle of your Peters Township Indians to really get the puck up ice fast to catch that defenseman pinching for the Raiders, and also to finish, like you were saying, Matt. You could have all these 2-on-1 chances, but nothing matters if you don't finish.
Well, whether it be happenstance or skill as well, a combination of both, to have both Lehman and Schwartz on the trigger pull from the slot on those chances, those are the two guys you want probably. Here's another one you want. It's Luppy shooting again off the mask, of Haliyama, who tests his mask to see if it's going to fall off his head. It won't. Play continues on. Anthos from the corner. Put a pass toward the side of the net, and, well, now it will fall off of Haliyama's head. It looked like a strap, Brian, was dislodged on that wrister from Luppy.
Yeah, they are trying to go high on Haliyama. From the goals that we've seen, the ones that have beat him clean have been more sort of towards the lower portion of the net. I'm not quite sure why the Indians want to try to shoot high. But then, of course, for all the hockey players out there watching and anyone that wants to become one day, you always do want to kind of show up the goalie, you want
to go bar down. It looks cool, right? It's always cooler to go top shelf, even though they all count the same. You know who was good at shooting low along the ice? I was just thinking about this the other day. Was Marian Hossa, and I got to see him in Pittsburgh for a while. I'm not sure I've seen a guy shoot a wrist shot that hard as low as he did, and I think it caught goalies off guard because they're always thinking, well, they're going to go up by my head. They're going to go glove side, blocker side.
Future Hall of Famer, first ballot.
Absolutely. Great defensive forward as well.
Yes.
So here are the Indians. Penguins in action tonight, by the way, late night against San Jose. We'll be done with this one. Get home to watch that. See two of the hottest teams in the NHL. Hottest team in the PIHL. You're looking at them right now. They're dressed in the white. And they're unbeaten in 9. They're the Peters Township Indians. They're last year's regular season Class AAA champions. 2 years ago, they won the postseason crown. And they were denied a second consecutive Penguins Cup by the Seneca Valley Raiders. But it's been a struggle for the Raiders so far in their attempt at repeat. Raymond Testa off the side of the net with that wrist shot. As the play continues down to our left, it's Jeremy Anthos stopping on a dime. His feed taken away by Russell of Seneca Valley. Russell in front, Testa, back door. Oh, they miss another open net to the Raiders. That's 2 in this game. And a stick comes up from Luppy in the chin of a Seneca Valley player on the back door. That'll be a penalty against the Indians. But goodness, that was Draper who had an open net, and he misfired. Still 4-1 PT, but now they have to kill a penalty with Luppy off.
There is a thing called hockey names. Draper is a for sure hockey name. Good for the Draper family for putting him in skates.
Remember Chris Draper with the Red Wings for so many years. He was a thorn in a lot of teams' side. And there was Tyler Draper knocking it in deep, but the Indians have it. It's Lehman tapping it off the boards, and it's a 2-on-2 rush back. Lehman looking to step past Homan. Out to the corner to try to play it away. My goodness, was Haliyama, and he nearly got scored upon. Lehman couldn't put that shot on line. If he would have, it would have been a 5th goal for PT.
One thing to look out here, the Indians are, their third period is the highest scoring period. They have 23 goals this period.
And Lehman has a shorty this year. Out muscles Homan. Lehman's in, and he missed the net on the cutback move. That would have been a highlight reel tally. He's got a couple this year. Does the big centerman, and now he's chasing back. And he gets to that puck first and clears it.
Not often will you see a body check while on a breakaway and then almost finish the breakaway.
That's impressive stuff. You had to pick a guy with the best hockey body on this team. It would be Lehman. As a missed shot in front by Russell ends up in the corner. Lehman was special last year as a sophomore. On this program, the biggest program in the state, hard to make the club as a sophomore, but he did. Now Seekley pressuring. Haliyama swats it away from his crease.
That is a goalie's nightmare, too, right there, Matt. To have the puck slowly drift in and to have both skaters skate back, you don't know what to do. You're in no man's land for a goaltender.
Well, 90 seconds are gone in this power play for Seneca Valley, and PT's had the best chance on it. Not a great sign for the comeback effort.
Yes, Seneca Valley, the third period, they actually have the fewest goals with only 6.
Lenz in front, a bouncing shot, and stick save Wilbert. Lenz catches up to it. Alexander tries to pin him. Russell back to Nate Lenz below the goal line. From the corner, the scrum is on. Down to 2 seconds to go on the Ryan Luppy penalty for high sticking. He's out of the box. He'll be replaced by Lehman quickly. Always easier to do that sort of thing in the first and third periods. Hopping puck in the slot, and PT is on it. Seekley has a man breaking up ice. It's Watsula. Couldn't take it on the first try. He'll get it on the second, and a sharp angle shot is patted away. Haliyama made the save. Shots on goal through 2 periods, by the way. Seneca Valley had the lead, 24-19. The Indians have had a couple early on in this third. So have the Raiders. No goals on the board yet in the third. Now 4 minutes gone in it. Gildernew gets his skates moving. Rips a shot that bounced off the leg of Owen Barrett. From behind the net, there's Lehman again.
He's a horse out there, Matt.
He plays all 200 feet, even with 11 goals on the year now, or pardon me, 10. Lehman knocked down. Rare you see him on his backside, but the Raiders will take it back. Seneca Valley trailing by 3 on the road, early stages, third period. Gildernew's backhand into the blue paint and melted down. Alex Wilbert has that no trouble. Next game for Peters Township will be Monday, late night hockey. Back to the 9 o'clock face-off against Butler at Frozen Pond up on Route 8. I suppose that's technically Valencia.
It's always good to see a forward like Mark Lehman. He's a team leader in goals and points. He's up there with everyone else. To play the full 200-foot game in a game where you have a lead, you can't ask that for more than from your leaders.
And by the way, that Monday game will be our next broadcast on the Pittsburgh Hockey Digest Facebook page. Thanks for sticking with us through some earlier technical glitches in the first. PT has 2 of its final 4 on the road. This is shipped into the Indians bench. The Indians will host, pardon me, Brian, the Indians will host Cathedral Prep before the end of the month. That'll be back here. So they'll alternate home and road the rest of the way.
If you're the Raiders right now, coming in on a 5-game losing streak with 4 goals in those 5 games, right now you're looking at 5 in 5 games. You just want to add some more goals. You just got to feel good about yourself because like we've been talking about throughout this game, hockey is a sport almost 100% based on confidence.
Tough game to play when you're doubting yourself, and yes, I completely agree. Even if Seneca Valley does not come back to make this a tight game late, with Hauyama hopping on that loose puck, to at least get one more would help. They haven't scored more than 1 in 4 of their past 5. They had that 1 3-goal game against Cathedral Prep, but they happened to give up 4 that night. So it just hasn't been going the Raiders' way since about late in November, right around Thanksgiving time. Things turned sour, but still time to turn it around with 5 games to go after this one for Seneca Valley. And next time in action against Bethel Park, that'll be next Monday. So both these teams have about a week to rest and recover and practice. This is Luppy with a 4-1 PT lead. His pass, well, he was trying to find Schwartz, I think, but Schwartz ducked away into the corner. Miscommunication on the top line for the Indians, and that leads to the regroup here with Owen Barrett in possession. Barrett's neutral zone shot, stick to the corner. Schwartz working, pulls it free. Anthos, sharp move to his backhand, twice there, defended by Russell of Seneca Valley. Corner, checked Luppy down, out to the point. Alexander's shot, that stung one of the Raiders. Loose puck, and it's Schwartz putting it on net. Hauyama made that stop. Didn't catch the number of the Raiders on the bench. It's 74. It's Spokane, one of their top players, one of their returners, one of 16 returning players from last year's Penguins Cup. So I was mentioning earlier that Seneca Valley wants to get at least a chance to defend its Penguins Cup. All you have to do in Class AAA is finish out of the basement. You can't be 9th. The top 8 out of 9 make it this year, with Plum dropping down, making it a 9-team league. As Testa will wrist one off the stick of Wilbert, and with 10-10 left, we get a stoppage. So if you're curious about the standings right now, Seneca Valley is 5 points clear of last place Cannon McMillan, which in fact will have the second game here tonight. They'll host Central Catholic. Erie Cathedral Prep is in 8th, 1 point up on Cannon Mac. So it's probably going to come down to Cathedral Prep against Cannon Mac for that final playoff spot.
One of the beautiful things about this great sport of hockey is that whenever there is equipment on the ice, on the playing surface, it does not leave. No other sport is like that, and it just so happens that a loose puck happened to hit that stick. Sometimes, whenever it's in the offensive zone, it could definitely cause a problem depending on which side of the puck you're on.
And you know the referees and linesmen try their best, but occasionally you just can't get to it. The game moves too quickly. Barrett on the handoff there. Alexander saves the day. The give on to Seekley. On the second touch, he controls. Spun it up ahead, but too far for Jones to gather in. That's an icing against the Indians.
So we've been talking about the Raiders goaltender, Robert Halyama, and that is for good reason. Generally, in a game that is 4-1, you're not going to be talking about the goaltender that has allowed the 4 goals, but this game could be 7, 8, maybe even 10-1 by this point, Matt, if it was not for him.
And so for Halyama, maybe showing himself as an option here for head coach Anthony Rayco of Seneca Valley. And still time to figure out what they're going to do in the absence of Aiden Campbell, who really shut down the Indians in addition to his teammates, of course, the last time these two teams met. That was a 4-1 win in favor of the defending Penguins Cup champs. But here are the Indians now looking poised to even the season series. Nico Watsula has an assist in this game. Rounds the goal but left the puck behind. Good stick check there by the Raiders' Funovitz. And now Philip Funovitz has a handoff from his goaltender and cracks it off the glass. Down into the offensive zone it goes. Leaning in against Leslie Akowski was Logan Kuntz. And the puck over to the Raiders. Put it in front, Kuntz. A forehand deflection hits the glass. He had a chance there. Leslie Akowski has it taken away by Kuntz. Put it in front. Good setup. It's still loose in the blue paint, and it's under Wilbert somewhere. Boy, there was a chance for a moment. We could see the puck from up here between Wilbert's pads, but none of the Raiders could find it.
Another big save there by Wilbert. He just seems to be calm, cool, and collected. He's rock steady. That's all you can ask for from a goaltender whenever you have the lead and you're controlling the pace of the game. The thing I wanted to touch on there is that Leslie Akowski, as a defenseman, you usually get pummeled on a puck in deep whenever you get the dump and change.
There's a deflected chance. Again, Wilbert has it.
Not very often do you get the chance to lay the hit, and that's what he just tried to do there to the Seneca Valley Raider that dumped it in.
Well, yeah, right. You take your opportunities when you get them in those spots. And so often, with the way the game is sped up too, athletes are faster, skates are better. It's a lot of times open season on D you have to go back to retrieve, and that's why skating has become such a treasured quality in blue liners, because you can escape those big hits. You always want to try to limit the damage, as Szymanski will step in on the forecheck here. Speaking of forecheckers, he spun around one of the Raiders over on the far side. It's DiNardo clicking a pass to the middle, top of the circle, but it's lost by Szymanski. Cole Szymanski reaching in with one hand on the stick, and a delayed penalty coming up against the Indians. Something happened in the neutral zone there away from the puck. Bryce Corner settles in behind his net. Left it there for Spokane. Good to see Spokane back out after he took that shot off the hand. And the Raiders run the weave with an extra attacker out there. Spokane, cross-rink dish. Hooks up to Meyer, who put it off the leg of Wilbert and cleared away. That'll trigger the stoppage in play with 7:30 left in the third period. So Seneca Valley gets its third power play of this game.
So now the Indians look to their goaltender. It is 4-1. The game seemingly in hand. Indians are controlling the pace. However, if the Raiders do score on this power play, look out, because they're going to be coming with a lot of energy.
Still about half the period to go. These are 17-minute periods in the PIHL. So always have to adjust your math a little bit. In case you couldn't do it quickly, 8:30 is the midway point of a 17-minute period. Dumped down by the Indians. That's a good start to their penalty kill. As I mentioned, their third of the night. PT killing off penalties at a 78% rate coming into the night. Seneca Valley with the 9th-ranked power play in Class AAA, just 15% conversion rate. And PT's got him on the run right now, but a giveaway. A giveaway there to Michael Spokane, who hops into the offensive zone. Drop pass, bangs off the kick plate, handled there by Meyer, right back in behind the net to Spokane. Couldn't get it past Schwartz's long stick. Spokane clears a pass in front. Hops free to Diamond, but he couldn't get it on line. That's off of Schwartz's stick. Torrey Schwartz, not a one-dimensional guy either. Out to the top of the circle. Lenz shot, hit his own man. The rebound, blocker save on the Spokane chance. Another look here. Knuckling shot. And I think Wilbert got his blocker on that one too. This is Russell to Spokane. Blind backhand pass in front, doesn't connect. And Schwartz will swat it down. 6:19 to go in the third. Still 4-1 Peters Township. No goals in this third yet. 43 seconds remaining on the Parker Johnson neutral zone penalty. As he sits in the box, he looks on as his teammate Anthos will hop on that loose puck. Anthos, that choppy stride of his gets his speed going. Anthos down the left wing, nearly got past a third rider, but could not. Would have been an offside play, in fact, if he tried to take it right back in. Homan wearing the plastic protection over his face. Players call that the bubble. Anthos lost control, but that'll function as a clear anyway, with 12 seconds remaining on this power play for Seneca Valley. Seneca Valley in the black, PT in the white. Lenz looking to send it back out to the blue line. Goaltender Haoyama slaps his stick on the ice to signify the power play is over. And another clear by the Indians. Eric Wilbert's headed up ice, but this was sent down after the return to even strength, so it's an icing call with 5:23 showing on the third period clock. Still PT by 3, and they've killed off 2 penalties in this third period.
So Alex Wilbert, a couple big saves on that penalty kill. One of the times when you're a goaltender is that whenever there is a block shot that leads to another scoring chance, you love the block shot, but you hate it just as much because it basically creates its own rebound.
Alexander, a strong carry. Out through the neutral zone. Look at him go. Aiden Alexander's backhand, and that's denied by Haoyama. Last line of defense. Aiden Alexander was in search of his first goal of the year. He has an assist. And I mentioned he's listed as a forward/defenseman, so you saw the forward side come out there.
You like to see those hands. He's definitely going to get one if he continues that.
16 seniors on this PT team, last I checked. That's why they can continue to stay competitive year after year. It's the size of the program and it's the coaching. Rick Tingle's been doing it for a while. He's been doing it very well. But not just him. The JV level, the freshman level. It's all there. As Leslie Akowski will try to send it around to this near side and out, but it's hopped onto by Tyler Kovac. Haven't called his name in a while. He had a couple of good shifts early on for Seneca Valley. Jackson Blucher stepped up and forced the icing here against the Indians. 4:34 left. For joining us late, Seneca Valley scored first. Tyler Draper had the only goal of the first period, but then in typical PT fashion, the Indians struck back in a big way with 4 goals in a span of about, well, just shy of 8 minutes. From the 10-minute mark down to the 2-minute mark or so. Jones, Lehman, Eric Wilbert, and Torrey Schwartz putting goals on the board, and Wilbert wants another face-off here, and he'll get it, gloving it down at the side of his net. And so Peters Township, we told you in the middle of that second period that they're doubling up opponents now in the second and third combined. Now it's 48-23 after that 4-goal second frame. So if they can survive the first, they're in pretty good shape, it seems like, this season.
Yeah, and in these last 11 games, the Indians have been averaging about 4 goals a game. They are 8-2 in these last 10. This is the 11th.
PT started with 2 wins, then lost 2 in a row, and they haven't lost in regulation since. And the only one that didn't go their way was last Thursday, that makeup game at Rostraver. Here's Josh Jones trying to clear, and he will. And you can put an asterisk next to that one, too, because the Indians did not dress their top 3 scorers. They were missing Leppy, Anthos, and Schwartz in that game, and they still took Mount Lebo to a shootout before losing. The Wilbert brothers, who don't play goal, each scored in that game, Drew and Eric. Alex is looking at picking up his 6th win, though. He's about 4 minutes away from it, down to our left. DiNardo loses that draw to Draper, who took it back cleanly. Lenz on the breakout for Seneca Valley. Now, can the Raiders do something here to at least get to their season average of 2 goals a game? Testa overwhelmed there at the point of attack by Colin DiNardo. Back to the line, wristed by Funovitz. I think he was just looking to set up the forecheck. Good hit from Draper sends Alexander flying. There have been moments for the Raiders tonight, moments of life. Johnson's pass far side, DiNardo denied there, a sliding block. I believe that was Funovitz who got in the way, and the net is way off its mooring now. Like, was that Johnson behind the play running right through the post? Maybe he was checked there. I was looking at the puck, so I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, and I believe the official was as well. That's why the delayed whistle. But yeah, again, if you're the Raiders, coming into this game with 4 goals in their previous 5, again, you just want something to hit the back of the net. It seems like when you're down by a goal, it feels like 100.
This puck will hop up on edge and skitter the rest of the way for an icing call.
And on the flip side, you have the Indians, which not every shot they're taking is going in the net these last few games, but seemingly, if you compare it to the Raiders, they would say that it is. You get to see both sides of the hockey spectrum this game.
So Seneca Valley, which still has a couple of road games left, it appears that it will fall to 2-4 away from Barrel. Kuntz on back. Wanted to get that snapper through, but Barrett blocked it with the shin. And now Barrett's on this puck here, intercepting a pass, firing ahead, and, well, suddenly, Brian, the pace has really degraded in the final few minutes of this one. Under 3 to play. And unless something really unexpected happens, it looks like the goaltender for Seneca Valley, Hauyama, will stay in his net. Although he is looking over to the bench. No, well, just as I say that. Broadcaster's jinx, I suppose. He's off for the extra attacker.
We're 2 for 2 tonight.
So Hauyama off the ice. Draper's on. 6 against 5 now in terms of skaters for Seneca Valley. Wilbert has to make a quick save after the faceoff. Draper put it on net. Lifted up to Schwartz. He's got a goal in this game. Over to Luppy. He gives it. Luppy has an open net to shoot at, and he buries from center ice. It's 5-1 Peters Township, and the Indians are about to be unbeaten in 10. Ryan Luppy stands up next to a mountain. The captain gets his 10th of the season and his 16th point.
Matt, that is textbook on how to exit a zone and drill an empty net. For something like that to be played out in high school, that is unbelievable. Great coaching by head coach Rick Tingle to get the puck out around the boards, and phenomenal.
It was all very clinical, wasn't it? And you saw Schwartz. He could have maybe shot for the empty net himself, but he knew the right play was to find his line mate, Luppy, out at center. And Luppy made sure he got past the red line, so it wasn't icing. In a 3-goal game, not that big of a deal, but still, good play. As Kovac shot, Wilbert never saw it. That was through a one-man screen. Now Kovac, he couldn't get that shot away on the one-timer. He whiffed. He had Wilbert leaning, and a redirect in front, and there's a second Raiders goal. The shot came from Blucher out high, I want to say, but it looked like a Seneca Valley stick got to it on its way through, and it's a 5-2 game with 1:53 left. Could have been Diamond, could have been Kovac in front.
So that's what you like to see. Again, it looks like the Raiders are going to lose this game to the Indians, but you just want to get goals in the net. You just got to build that confidence. The Indians coming in first place into this game, and they're playing like it.
So the one thing still on Peters Township's to-do list this season is to shut out an opponent. They haven't done it yet. But when you're scoring 4 goals a night on average, as they have this season, you can let in 1 or 2. I know the goaltenders would like to see that happen at least once, but Wilbert's still a strong night here in giving up just the deuce to Seneca Valley. Josh Jones
Empty net.
will hoist it down, and it's another empty net. Yes, good call there, Brian. So it's a 3-goal game, and Anthony Rako is not leaving anything in the chamber here tonight. We've already seen 1 empty net goal scored by the Indians. That was Ryan Luppy. Jones is out there looking for perhaps a second. Spokane couldn't get by. Wrister from the angle, gobbled up by Wilbert.
So for everyone that has played hockey before, and maybe someone that hasn't, whenever you're out there with an empty net, you hate it. Because instinctively, you just want to take that puck and fire it. It's a free goal. You do not come across those often. But like the Indians did on their first empty net goal, very textbook. Everyone made the right plays, and that's how they have the additional goal.
58 seconds remaining in regulation time. It's 5-2 Peters Township. PT on the verge. Johnson's going to chop it for the empty goal. Szymanski's looking for it. Oh, it nearly hopped into the net. Cole Szymanski doesn't have a point as a varsity player. So he's out there. So is Johnson, who scored a big goal earlier this season. Diamond carrying into the middle of the ice, and snapping one off right along the surface. Stick save made by Wilbert, and another face-off coming up with 34 seconds remaining.
Odd that there isn't a timeout. You'd think if you pull the goalie, you might as well draw something up, but guess they'll just kind of go with the flow.
Diamond wins the face-off. Myers snapshot hit Wilbert in the leg. That's Drew Wilbert. Seekley reaching, can't get it past Lenz, who shot it on target. And again, Wilbert makes the stop. Shots starting to pile up here for Seneca Valley late in this one. Drew Wilbert cleared it into his own bench. He had Jones ahead. Wouldn't it be something if Jones were to score twice in this game after having none in his varsity career coming in? But he's headed off. That's the end of his shift, it appears. No more free money available with 17 seconds remaining. DiNardo goes forward with this draw, but right to Lenz. And in front, corner over to Draper, who guided it on line. And what seems to be our 20th whistle of the last 5 minutes. Trust us, folks, the first period was very free-flowing and open. So was the second period.
Yep.
Outside of the goals, we didn't get much stoppage. It's a funny game like that at times. Down to our final seconds. Lesniakowski will clear hard and out. And it doesn't appear this will go far enough for an icing, so that'll probably do it. Nate Lenz, one final touch for Seneca Valley, but the Raiders will drop their 6th in a row. And as for PT, they have won once again, 9-0-1 in their last 10. Indians win 5-2 in this, their 8th home game of the year. They improved to 7-1 at Printscape Arena, and they bump up now 3 points clear of North Allegheny for first place in Class AAA of the PIHL. PT with a record of 11-2-1. They haven't lost since October, and they get some vengeance on Seneca Valley with a convincing win here tonight. The Raiders drop to 5-8 and are still trying to secure that playoff spot. They have 4 games to go. The Indians, they have 5 games to go. The Indians have 4 games to go. And Brian, what we saw here tonight played by the script, didn't it? The Indians poured on the goals in the second period and got one more in the third there to polish it off.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Again, like you said, head coach Rick Tingle, he would like to probably have the boys start on time. Eventually that could hurt them if they were to play a team that, makes them down 3-4 goals at the end of the first period. It's not so easy to come back at that point. But like you said, you can't complain. Winning, no one ever has a problem with that. And this was just another hard-fought, well-executed win. Great goaltending, great defense, great goal scoring all around, and just great team plays. We didn't really see a lot of 2-on-1s or defensive breakdowns by the Peters Township Indians as opposed to Seneca Valley. That goes all to coaching and just teamwork and communication out there.
So they gave the goal to Nate Lenz of Seneca Valley at the end of the game, just in case you were curious. And the final shot totals 34 for Seneca Valley, 24 for Peters Township, so 32 saves for Alex Wilbert in his 6th win of the season. He improves to 6-1. Robert Hauyama, valiant effort for the Raiders, but he drops to 0-2. And I mentioned our next broadcast on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest will be Monday, 9 o'clock from Frozen Pond as the Indians take on the Butler Golden Tornado. For Brian Cheechak, for Brian Mitchell, and all the folks here at Printscape Arena who helped put the broadcast on, this is Matt Geica saying goodnight from South Point.